Sir, quit approaching
I just want to borrow
me.
your phone.
Sir, I said I have a gun. I said get back.
I just want to borrow your phone.
I said get back, sir.
Welcome to First Person Defender, where regular people come face to face with unknown attackers.
Drop the gun! Drop it! Drop the gun! Come after me! Drop the gun!
And fight their way out. This is First Person Defender.
Walking to your car at night can be one of the most unnerving things. What do you do when a stranger approaches you? You'll find out right now on First Person Defender.
This force-on-force training uses real firearms converted to fire-marking cartridges.
You know, the human eye and the brain together need shadowing, contrast, in order to see depth and understand reliably what's in front of us. We hit a certain level of light and it's a crapshoot at that point. You're making complete and total assumptions about what you think you see. If we don't use some sort of illumination device, whether it be on the weapon or it be a handheld device, we're really not helping ourselves. We really require additional light.
I am a third grade teacher during the week, but I got into shooting with my husband. I carry daily. Depending on what I'm doing that day is going to depend on how I carry. I do purse carry. I know that's controversial with some people, but I think that sometimes you just have to. And then I also carry on body as well.
There's a natural fear that literally everybody has to one degree or another, that being fear of the unknown. Add darkness to that, and just the natural tendencies that most people have got, especially when they're by themselves, it just gets accentuated.
Christy is closing shop and finds herself staring down danger. Can she escape with her life?
All right, see you tomorrow. All right. Let's get out of here. Hey.
Can I get a?
Sir, step back. Sir, quit approaching
I just want to borrow
me.
your phone.
Sir, I said I have a gun. I said get back.
I just want to borrow your phone.
I said get back. Sir.
All right, index.
Tell me, how are you feeling right now?
Adrenaline's up. It was.
How'd it feel?
I don't know. I just feel kind of blank right now just because of the heightened of everything and then coming down off of that. Coming outside from work, having to lock that door, turning my back. I don't like turning my back to where I don't know what's going on. But once I got that locked, kept going, came around the car and this guy steps out from the back. And he's kind of coming at me and I told him, no, step back, sir, no, go away. And then when I saw that he was not gonna go away, then the nerves started going up and I knew this probably wasn't gonna be good.
Was he armed?
I couldn't tell. It appeared that he had something in his hand, but I couldn't tell exactly what. Mm-hmm. But, however, he kept advancing me when I asked him to stop. And so that's when I decided to tell him, sir, I have a gun. Step back.
You say you carry a flashlight. Mm-hmm. She didn't think about going to the flashlight. Mm-mm. Do you think there was time under those situations to actually go to the flashlight?
Probably not. It's something I probably should have had out in the beginning since it's dark.
If that thing isn't already in your hands when the situation starts, the chances of you going to it's 100,000 to 1.
Right.
The other thing is that I saw was you made a straight line retreat away from him, and you stayed in that consistent straight line until you finally went to your gun and got shots off on your bad guy. You've got a lot of intermediate barriers that are out here, including the very vehicle that you were walking to. Mm-hmm. Putting something physical between you and your bad guy gives you time and gives you opportunity. Hey, we're on the range today and we're shooting a Ruger LCR. And what's different about this LCR is that it comes in 9mm. The big significant difference with 9 versus any other cartridge that the LCR is chambered in is it gives us the ability to use moon clips because they're not rimmed cartridges like a 38 Special or 57. The significant difference there is that a moon clip acts a lot like a speed loader. It makes it a lot easier to reload and maintain control over the cartridges. And no matter what you're doing, no matter what flashlight technique you opt to use, that you always run this with your non-dominant hand. Because this hand, just like anything else for like concealed carry, its only task is operating that weapon. So my best suggestion is run it the way I did. Okay, this is just simple. You're just holding it in your hands. It's a tail cap switch.
That's comfortable like that.
It's comfortable. And for me, because I shoot neck and cheek hold when I do shoot, if this is already conducive for me to come up and actually run it like that.
Okay.
So when you come up, you've got it in your hands on your gun. Go ahead and kind of give yourself a view. Be comfortable with it and start pieing yourself out from that. Just take it incrementally, just like you'd cut the pie any other time.
Right.
And then look for abnormalities. Look for things that are out of the ordinary. That shadow, that bump, a shape, anything, movement.
Right, and here,
And you can see that.
I'm noticing that hump in the back of the car.
Okay, now maybe you want to go back in and call, or maybe you want to call him out. Hey, get away from my car.
Hey, get away from my car.
See, and now you
Now
know
he's moving.
damn well
I know
there's
he's
somebody
there,
back
so I'm going to probably back up and retreat.
Okay, so now you see him out here. Okay, you're standing flat-footed out in the middle of a field.
Right, so
Okay?
I need to,
Put something between you and him.
hey, get back.
In order for him to get to you, he's got to go around that or over that vehicle. So you could stand here and negotiate with him, have all kinds of things going on with him, get your phone out and hit 911. You're going to see exactly everything he's doing. But if he gets in on you, like say you're right here and you forget to work that intermediate barrier, and he starts to come at you, blind him with the white light. Okay, keep that in his eyes. Okay, and no matter what he does, if he starts to move to the left, move to the right, just keep that in his eyes the entire time.
Right.
He can't see around that wall of white light.
Okay.
Even if I got that,
You're still holding him.
I could still hold him and I could still work here, and now I've got that intermediate barrier between him and I.
Right.
First Person Defender brought to you by Springfield Armory, Gundelio,
and Ruger.
Talking a little bit about flashlight shooting techniques and utilization of the flashlight. Most everybody's got a flashlight, most everybody's got a handgun. But the fact is most people don't train the coordinated use, especially under real world conditions, of putting the light and the gun together. Now, a lot of folks try to get over this by putting weapons mounted lights on. Those are fine, but they have their own subtle nuances as well. So the one technique that most people are probably most familiar with would be the Harisse technique. And the reason is because this is the closest to a two-hand hold on the gun. It's also consistent with most shooting techniques. This is where we're putting the back of the hand that's holding the light to the back of the hand that's holding the pistol, locking in at the wrist. We're coming up, able to illuminate. Put our rounds on target, maintaining pretty decent control of the pistol. The other one that I like is the neck and cheek hold position. And this is where I've either got the light around my neck, got my cheek, somewhere in here, and I'm gonna have to utilize this gun single-handedly. Now that's where the cultivatable skill comes from, is because we have to practice shooting one-handed. And some people have a control issue depending on what kind of pistol they're running. I've got the light up, I've illuminated my target. I'm able to get my hits on target pretty easily. The other one, and this is going to be dependent upon what style flashlight you've opted to buy and carry, is the syringe technique or the surefire style technique. But I'm coming up and I'm going to be wrapping these three fingers around the three fingers that are on the grip of my pistol. Like a normal two-handed hold, coming up, illuminate my target. Any of those three, in fact, literally any of the other techniques that are out there, are all very viable flashlight shooting techniques. The key on this is not just to buy a flashlight and a gun, but it's to practice, it's to train. So get out there and practice with purpose.
Are you familiar with running a thumb safety on a gun? Well, today we've got the Kimber Micro 9 ESV, and it has a thumb safety. And it's a small gun, but I want to give you one little tip on running it, okay? The trick is, when you run this gun and you switch the thumb safety off, the thumb rides on top of the safety. So let me show you what I mean. So safety's on, it's not gonna shoot. When you come forward, the thumb pushes down that thumb safety and it stays here. If you were to shoot the gun and your thumb is under the thumb safety, what can happen is, in recoil, it clicks the thumb safety back on and now the gun is not working for you. So, comes forward, thumb safety off, and then when you come back off, put the thumb safety back on. Just a little tip for you on running a thumb safety.
In this scenario, Christy is surprised to find someone waiting for her. Has she learned enough to survive?
I will see you, Christy. Have a good night.
See ya, KJ. Hey, sir.
Excuse me, man. Hey, turn light. I just need to borrow a phone.
No, I don't have a phone for you to use right now. You need to back up.
Can you turn
I
the
got a
light out?
gun. You need to back up.
Whoa. I don't know any trouble. I just wanted to borrow a phone.
I need you to back away, sir.
I want to borrow a
Go
phone.
away. Go, keep on going back. Go away. KJ,
I'm
you out
going.
there?
I'm going.
Keep on going, sir.
All right, index.
All right, Christy, that was better, right?
A lot better.
How did having a light make you feel?
More in control.
Yeah.
I could see him. I knew immediately he had something in his back hand behind his back.
So the first time you said you really never saw the knife until he stabbed you.
Yeah, right,
And now this time you saw something was going on.
right.
What else did you see?
He appeared really fast, and he was slowly approaching me, but then that's when I saw he had something in his hand, so I drew my gun. Well, he came to me a little bit, and so when he kept advancing me, that's when I started coming to my car, because I wanted to put that between me and him.
And I don't know if you considered it, but maybe it wasn't an option of going back inside.
I could have.
Maybe.
And I knew KJ had just left, and so
Yeah.
hollered for him. But then I got nervous coming over here. If he's there, could there be somebody else? So I
Yeah.
started looking around the car over here, the direction in which I was going.
Yeah.
I definitely felt more in control.
Yeah.
I felt like I was guiding him away versus him approaching me and me not really knowing exactly what to do except for having my firearm there.
All right, so when you came out, I think there was just a little bit of time there with locking the door and then KJ saying, hey, I'll see you later, and you turned and said, all right, have a good night, that allowed the bad guy to kind of close that gap. What I did see you do was I saw you immediately light him up. You got visibility on him, you got that light in his eyes. Now it takes a little bit to keep the light in his eyes, but you did pie off, you did put this car in between the two of you, and you kept negotiating with him, kept talking to him, kind of telling him what you want him to do, which is key. And you kept backing off and kept backing off. I think that was fantastic. I think that kind of shows that working the diminished light is not as easy as a lot of people like to think it is.
Right.
And it's something that we need to practice more frequently.